Okay, here first and foremost, what we're here to talk about is your elbow. How are you feeling about that?
Good head. My elbow is, I'd say, 99.9% healed. So during sparring, I never felt it today. But obviously, taking a big enough blow on it will still hurt it a little bit. But it's 100%. Like it's not in the back of my mind. You know, when something's in the back of your mind and you're training and it bothers you, it's not in the back of my mind. I'm able to train full steam ahead.
How did you train with it initially, though, when you did get the injury?
Literally kept this hand up. I never put a glove on, and I worked just the left hand and a lot of movement. My run stayed the same because I was able to run. So all my running program stayed the same. I was unable to do strength and conditioning because of the bar and holding the bar. But I focused hard on my skills in boxing and running. So I kept my cardio base because essentially that's all you need in boxing is your cardio and fitness. And then made ways to work around, like keeping my hand like up. And it also taught me a lot because I'm the type of guy I'd flare my elbows a lot. And this kind of got me to keep my hand nice and tight, you know. So I worked around the injury, and like I said, now it's not bothering me at all. So knowing something's in the back of your mind when it was bothering me, like through the healing process, it's out of the back of my mind now. I can train 100% and not worry about it.
So we passed the day where you were supposed to fight.
Yeah.
And how did you adjust your training camp? So I mean, you obviously took some time off, but maybe a week.
I didn't take off because you know I just had a deloading week. So basically what happens is instead of like peaking for the fight that week when I was meant to peak, I took it as a deloading week. So what I'd do is I'd like tap off on the train, not tap off, I'd continue my 2 sessions a day, but the volume would be a lot less, just so the body allows the body a little bit of time to recover, and then back into the next 4 weeks. So the next essential 4 weeks, it's the next 2 weeks are a whole week, and then we taper down the last 2 weeks. When I say taper down, sharpen up. And we'll be ready. You know, I just had a fight in March, so it's not like I'm ring rusty, and it's not like I'm unfit. I'll always come into the ring ready for 24 rounds, no matter what. So.
In terms of your opponent now, I mean, he's also had to reset his camp as well.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I can apologize for that. You know, injuries aren't. It happens, but I suppose it gives everyone more time. It builds the fight up a little bit more, and my opponent's there to win. I know that. But so am I. So we both got to go in with that mindset. I mean, he wants an IBO belt. I mean, he wants the world title. I suppose anybody wants a belt or a strap. So, like having the fight they changed, it shouldn't have changed his approaches that much. It hasn't changed mine. We're there to win and do the same job.
What do you make of him as a boxer?
To be honest, I've only seen a little bit of footage. I don't watch any of my opponents really. I leave that up to my management team and Peter. Peter watches all my opponents and then he implements the game plan. But I'll watch a little bit. And from what I see, he's a very strong guy. He's very stand tall, very strong. He's a hooker, you know, so I could be really smart with him down the line and use my brains, you know. Brains versus brawn, it's a typical matchup like that, you know. But obviously, we got that sting and that pop on the punch too. But when you're at the top, you know, you can't rely on the sting and the pop. When you're fighting guys who are in the top 100, then you can rely on the sting and the pop and it puts them away. Guys who are generally on the way to the top or at the top can absorb those shots, if not, and overcome it. So we've got to work a game plan. We've got a game plan for him, and I'm implementing that in the mornings at the gym and then executing it in sparring. And then that's what we're going to take to the fight on the Saturday, the 2nd of June.
Are you at all skeptical because lately South Africans have been travelling and losing? Some have won, but that's like they're with the promoter. Not some South Africans without the promoter have been losing on the road. What do you?
The biggest thing for me is like I don't, you know, if they rob me, if I lose by robbery, it's not bad because, you know, sometimes it creates more hype. People will dig after that country or that ref, or people know there's media these days. You know, that fight will be on YouTube. The only thing that would bother me is that there goes a loss in my record. That's the only thing that would bother me if I had to be robbed in another country of a fight.
Does your resume mean a lot to you?
Well, I've got a loss on my record already. So yes and no, because you can't take the fact away. But what would bother me is I lose my IBO belt. So we're going there to win, and to win well. That when everybody sitting in that arena goes, Kevin Lerena won this fight. If it goes a distance, Kevin Lerena made this guy look silly. Kevin Lerena stopped him. That's the way it's got to be. You know, you can't predict which way a fight's going to go, but you just hope for a fair decision. And I think the IBO is very good at that. I think it's all neutral judges. And Azerbaijan's a neutral country. I think he's from Germany or Ukraine or something like that. Yeah,
Ukraine.
Yeah. So it's like a neutral ground, but you never know. You know, you're traveling aboard as a Safa boy, but like I said, you know, if you lose by a robbery and everyone knows it's a blatant robbery, it would only bother me because I would have lost my belt, and on my record there's another loss. But there would be hype and there'd be a bigger fight or there'd be consequences. But we just don't want to let it get that way. So winning by stoppage is ideal. or a convincing victory that in everybody's eyes, whoever's watching on television, whoever's in that arena goes, there's no way that this guy won a round. That if the judges had to give it to him, they're sick or something, you know?
What's more important to you? Simply getting the win and putting on your record, like if a win is a win, or is it more about performance?
Look, performance is important. Like my Kucha fight, my Kalenga fight, I was very defensive. My Kucha fight, we had a good roll. It was toe to toe. You know, a lot of it was skill set in it as well. Not getting hit, but I had to overcome big cuts. I couldn't see out my eye, so it was nice. It was a gritty fight for me. Winning well, I think, is skill set. Putting on a good show. If you look classy, it looks good. If you're in a war, it looks even better for the fans. So to the boxing purists, they will understand a classy performance. The fans will understand a digging deep, like a bloodbath performance. So that's the difference. What I always say, the fans see the bloodbath performance as the best. The boxing purists see the classy performance, the hit and not get hit performance as the best. So I weigh it up, you know, a little bit of both. You know, I'm not in there to get hit. When you get out the ring, you know, obviously cuts and bruises is inevitable in the sport, but limited as much as I can, you know. You know, obviously it's a fight, so you can't come out looking normal. But, you know, I think if you're getting hit in that, like obviously headbutts in that, my cuts were headbutts in that, but when you're getting really bludgeoned and hit up in there, you're doing something wrong. So you don't want to go there, you know. So I think a classy performance is what we look for first, and in having said that, if we land a good shot, it's even better.
It's one step at a time for you. I know you emphasize that. However, there's been mention of Monte Carlo afterwards. Is that on or off?
My promoter Rodney Berman handles my career with my manager Peter. Put them in front of me, I jump on the plane, we go raw. You know, I love it. I mean, I'm enjoying the moments. I'm enjoying the hype that people have created around me. I've got good sponsors. I'm enjoying the boxing. I mean, you know, the day I retire is the day I wake up in the morning and I don't enjoy boxing anymore. I retire. I say I've done my part in the sport. You know, whether it's 5 years from now or 10 years, I'll never overstay my welcome in the sport. But I also live in the moments. I feel like I'm living in the moments. If Uncle Rodney says to me, Monte Carlo's next, I go, thumbs up. He'll say to me in a message, this. I'll just do thumbs up, thanks Uncle Rod, appreciate it. Or he'll say, maybe there's a super series. I mean, hopefully we get in, I look forward to it. You know, there's never, you can ask any of the promoters, well, Rodney Berman and Jeff Ellis, there's not a name on a contract that they put in front of me that I've turned down. They gave me the contract with Vlasov, I signed it, he pulled out. They gave me the contract with Duradola, I signed it, he pulled out. They gave me Kalenga for my first title fight. Big name, and not an easy vacant belt that. I signed it, you know. So I'm the type of guy, if you measure me with the guys at the top, I'll fight them. If I lose, I'll go graciously in defeat, because you know what, that guy beat me because he's better than me, not because he worked harder than me. Simple. Yeah.
Okay, and lastly, Kev, just a shout out to anyone that you want to...
My sponsors, you know, I'm very grateful for all my sponsors, my team, Peter Smith, you know, my wife does a lot behind the scenes for me, my promoter Rodney Berman. Without Mr. Berman, where would I be? So Mr. Berman does a lot, but most importantly, the people who support boxing, to you, who gets out there to reach the fans, you know, people can go on YouTube and check this out. If it wasn't for you, people aren't going to know what current position I'm in mentally, etc. So thanks to you, the media, and also thanks to Mr. Berman. A big thanks to Mr. Berman and my sponsors, because the sponsors keep you going. They've been backing me since I was 12-0. And now we're 22-1, I think, something like that, 21-1, and they stuck by me. So we're on this journey together, all of us. So I look forward to the journey and just keep winning.
We'll see you soon, Kev.
Shot. Thank you.